Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for this incredible, incredible honor. In March 2020, when the pandemic hit, I was a junior in college on my spring break. And the public health messaging at the time said, "Be a hero, stay home." Now, I understood the importance of physical distancing, Dr. Fauci. But at the same time, sitting around watching Netflix didn't feel particularly heroic to me. So together with two friends, I began an organization to recruit volunteers. And together we would bring food and medicine to those stuck at home. Now, within 72 hours, 1,300 people had signed up. Over the course of the next 2 years, over 15,000 people joined our grassroots efforts. Spin-offs were created around the country and around the world. But this isn't about numbers. It's about people. I received an email from a woman living in Michigan who told me that her 83-year-old father had lived in New York City during the pandemic. He was hungry, he was lonely, and he had nowhere to turn. But she heard about Invisible Hands, and she submitted a request on his behalf. And his volunteer began delivering to him every week. He'd drop off food, drop off medicine, and she said then they would sit on either side of his door, and they would just talk about their lives and their fears and their joys. And she said they never once saw each other, right? They wouldn't have recognized each other if they had passed on the street one day, but they became friends. She wrote to me that he had passed away from COVID. But she said that this volunteer, this complete stranger, that his help was not in vain, and that the relief and reassurance that he provided in their time of greatest need meant the world to their whole family. That's the spirit of service that's in all of us. It's the spirit of service that moved Muhammad Ali to fight, both in and out of the ring. Now, he was the greatest of all time, but not just because he fought, but because he fought for justice, and he fought for all of us. That's what we give thanks for tonight. I'm honored to be here to receive this award for giving because it's a reminder to me that you don't need to have a lot to give in order to be able to give a lot. And I'm especially grateful to be here with my mother and my girlfriend who give me so much every day. So thank you both. But even as we express our gratitude, we have to remember that not everyone here is as lucky as we are to have food in front of them. This pandemic has unveiled and exacerbated vast racial and economic disparities. So as COVID has worn on, we've expanded our focus to deliver free food to people who can't afford their own. But the truth is, we can't do it alone. In March 2020, Blake Lively put our flyer with my personal phone number on her Instagram. Then it was in Elle magazine, and then Bernie Sanders emailed out my phone number to his entire email list and told people to call this number for free food. Now, for the first 2 months of the pandemic, if you called the New York City help hotline and asked for food, they said, "Yeah, we can't help you, call Invisible Hands." It was a beautiful reminder of the power of community organizing, but it was also a scathing indictment of our government inefficiencies. Our social safety net should not depend on a 20-year-old college student remembering to pick up his phone. That's a bonkers way to run a society, right? We have to make sure that we aren't so moved by stories of people pulling together to survive horrific conditions that we forget that those conditions shouldn't exist in the first place. And while we stand on the shoulders of giants like Muhammad Ali, we have not yet reached the mountaintop. I am so grateful to be here with amazing humanitarians from around the globe. So let's pledge here and now that we will work to continue scaling these efforts to ensure that no one has to go hungry, that no one has to die or to say goodbye too soon. And no matter how much the world tries to pull us apart, let's remember to pull together, because that is the only way that we will pull through. Also, it's Election Day on Tuesday, so if you can, please vote. Thank you very much.